So Rocket League might actually be dead. There's been a leak by Rocket Store saying that Rocket League will eventually be played inside of Fortnite to offer an optimal gaming experience for both parties. And there's been an outrage about this. There's been a hashtag going on Twitter that has been pretty popular called hashtag We Are Not Fortnite. It's pretty cringe, but straight to the point, so very much works. But yeah, Jake Lucky tweeted about this as well, even showing about a couple of screenshots of players like Rise, AJ, Joyo, Cheese Magic Bear, First Killer, and much, much more. It's all tweeting about hashtag We Are Not Fortnite. Frowsy even made a bit of a meme post, just a completely fake post. It's completely edited. Sometimes when you go into Rocket League, you get an image when you launch the game with a bit of a message, and he edited it like this to say Rocket League enters the metaverse. Soon, Rocket League will become a fully integrated experience within the Fortnite universe, marking the next thrilling chapter for the game you love. And then in the bottom left as well, you got an uninstall button, and if this thing actually turns out to be true when we go into and Rocket League goes into the Fortnite metaverse, you can only play it through Fortnite. Then people might be uninstalling, and it won't even matter because and as in you might have to uninstall because there's no point in having the game installed if you can't play it right, and you might not be able to play this anymore. If this does go through, you wouldn't be able to play it through Steam or Epic. You'd have to play it through Fortnite on Epic. But yeah, there's this pretty interesting clip here on the Shockedcast, said by or quoted by a quote by Arnold, the CEO of Gen G, and yeah, let's just
The
hear what he
rumors
said.
are, and it's not about like what's going to happen next year, but more about like why these things are happening, and why we're following in kind of Epic's Fortnite's failed footsteps. Are that just generally it happens at the top at Tim Sweeney's level, where his experience with his first Fortnite esports tournament was really negative. Like you had a lot of players that won prizes, and you had BS terrible teams not paying their players. And so ever since then, he said, I don't want teams in my ecosystem. The rumors are,
Yeah, so there you go. He says the Tom Sweeney or whoever the owner is of Epic, I think, or someone very important in Epic said he no longer wants teams in the esport, and by teams, Arnold actually means organizations. To clear that up, based on an experience that they had with Fortnite on their first tournament or whatever. And so, yeah, it seems like the way the esports is being set up right now is Epic aren't really taking into account the orgs and how important they are, and the idea is that the esport is going to keep going down if that continues to be the case. Now, Epic seems to be maybe a little bit more hands-on recently, because I feel like the esport wasn't really going in this trajectory before, but to be fair, there was also COVID before and everything. But it really feels like now Epic is really getting a firm grip on the esport and deciding very core issues, which before they weren't really deviating from what Psyonix were doing that quickly, which might have been a decision to normalize certain things. I'm not sure, but it's fair to say that even though maybe Epic weren't doing that bad of a job at the start. And do you remember as well when it was first announced that Epic bought Psyonix and Rocket League or whatever? People were absolutely outraged about this, and people said, "Calm down, it's not gonna be that bad," and it wasn't that bad until it was, and now we're in a pretty bad place where Fortnite might be eating up Rocket League. And here's actually another quote as well from Arnold that I wanted to show. So I'll play that as well.
I would say Rocket League is sitting on a gold mine. They have probably the biggest opportunity to level up their esport than any other title that I know of today. I think, and especially with, as the game continues to develop and, rumors of more development coming around the game and more integration within Fortnite, I don't think that they should take the Fortnite model, which didn't work, and apply it to Rocket League. I think they should create a model specific to Rocket League and use that as a way to innovate just the same way that they've innovated across the board with UEFN, with integrations with Travis Scott, like whatever it is, they're a winning company, right? They win across the board. I wish they would try to apply that winning mentality to figuring this out and leading the industry with esports, because they have the opportunity to do so.
And I agree with him for the most part there as well. Arnold, yeah, very well spoken guy. But yeah, no, I think Rocket League is honestly one of those esports that is has a lot of potential because I think it's the most like a sport out of any esports. When you look at League, when you look at Dota, when you look at Overwatch, it's got that kind of fantasy aspect to it. Overwatch also has a shooting aspect to it, but fantasy kind of makes it not feel that sport-like, if you will. And then CS:GO, Call of Duty, Siege, CS, Valorant, they all are shooters, which is not amazing for sponsors and everything. We don't have a lot of shooting sports, at least not when the guy on screen supposedly dies in the game, right? So that's not very sponsor friendly. We do actually have shooting sports in the Olympics or whatever, but that's with little objects and stuff, so it's a bit different and also not very like team oriented with this. This is a team sport within Siege and everything as well. Um, but this is a team sport where it actually seems like a sport. It's based on I'm referring to Rocket League now. Is football is a bit like ice hockey and has cars involved, which are also involved with sports. So it's very sport oriented and has a very much a team aspect to it. Very simple to understand. Your grandma could watch the game and it wouldn't take that long for them to understand. Ball, goal, you score. It's that simple. Boost aspect of it. The flipper set, sure, there's a bit of um, lingo there in Rocket League, but it's a lot easier to understand in Rocket League than any other game. So I feel like Rocket League has massive esport potential there. Obviously, as I've said before in a different video, I don't think the potential is as high as it maybe used to be or has been, because I don't think the mechanical ceiling is that easy to break, and it's not that easy to wow people anymore. Because once you see this and that, now you have to do, this. And if you're doing this and all the rest better, you know, working, doing things better that people don't really are excited about or whatever, then it's gonna catch less attention. And I feel like Zen last season, I say last season in 2023, I mean, he was definitely an outlier, and he sparked that interest again from a mechanical ceiling perspective. But before that, it was a little bit of a while since that was the case, to be fair. But still, I think the argument still stands. Rocket League still has a lot of potential, I think. And yeah, I think the game is not doomed yet. If it does happen, there is one positive, right? There is one positive. If Rocket League gets eaten up by Fortnite, is at least still we're getting that Unreal Engine 5 version of the game, guys. We're getting it. At least you'd assume so, right? So that's at least a positive. Other than that, obviously we want to get Unreal Engine 5 version of the actual Rocket League, not within Fortnite. But, if the game's really good on Fortnite, then not the end of the world. It's a bit annoying that you've downloaded Fortnite to play Rocket League and you can't just look up Rocket League and then you download the game. You literally, it's a bit annoying, I guess, and it's very very clear that they're using Rocket League as a tool to get more players onto Fortnite, which is supported by the fact that they lowered the age requirement as well for Rocket League. So they're looking for all their player bases to kind of play each other's game, and it's clear that Fortnite is their favorite, and they're working towards building Fortnite the most. And Rocket League has been clearly pushed to the side a fair bit, and this whole tactic from Epic Games on how they want to run the esport, according to Arnold, and he sounds very convincing, so I agree with him. It's not that great, and it might end up being Rocket League might end up being a huge waste, which would be a huge shame for someone as well that has been watching the esport for a very very long time. So yeah, that's that. That's that for me. Video done. So yeah, again, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you later.